The Skywatcher climbs the steep step of the ancient ziggurat that dominates the city of Ur. The predictable parade of stars pinwheel overhead, circling around a somewhat bright star in the tail of the evil sea dragon, which is always located in the north. His duty this evening is to plot the positions of the gods as they stroll through the constellations. Keeping track of the motions of the heavens was incredibly important. It had been known for as long as anyone could remember that the passage of the sun and moon could be used to predict the times of planting and harvest. Noting the occasional thunderstone as it streaked through the sky, or the even more rare bearded star, could indicate omens of ill tidings. Usually, the gods would travel in a path among the same stars from west to east. A couple would not move very far away from the sun and would only be visible for a short time before sunrise or after sunset. At times, they would brighten and then dim over a period of months. Some would move from one group of stars to another in just a matter of weeks, while others would take years to move through just one constellation. And then there was the rare occasion when the gods would stop their forward motion, move backward, and then continue forward as before. In the mind of the Skywatcher, only a god could perform such a feat. And thus the ancient people of Babylon experienced the mysterious ways of the heavens. The universe has changed little in the last 4,000 to 5,000 years, but the way we view the cosmos has changed completely. The motions of the planetes, as the Greeks called them, that baffled the ancients so much can be easily explained if you look at them a different way. From space, our solar system looks like a gigantic flat disk with the sun at the center and all the planets moving around it. This is called the plane of the solar system. When viewed from the Earth's surface, the sun, moon, and planets move in an arc across the sky known as the ecliptic. The constellations that the ecliptic crosses are some of the most familiar to many people. These are the zodiacal constellations. So, what is your sign? Aries the ram, Taurus the bull, Gemini the twins, Cancer the crab, Leo the lion, Virgo the maiden, Libra the balance, Scorpius the scorpion, Sagittarius the archer, Capricornus the goat, Aquarius the water bearer, Pisces the fishes. Are you sure? The reason you may have heard of these star groupings is due to astrology. The belief that the position of the sun, moon, and planets among the zodiacal signs influences people's lives. That is what our Babylonian Skywatcher was doing all those thousands of years ago. Modern astrology is heavily influenced by the observations and beliefs of the ancient Babylonians. There have been many changes in the way we view the sky. Not even today's astrologers believe the planets are gods. And quite literally, the sky has changed over the past 4,000 years. As you might have noticed, there is a lot of motion going on. The Sun is circling the center of the Milky Way galaxy every 240 million years, taking the Earth and the rest of the planets with it. All the planets are moving around the Sun. It takes Earth 365.25 days to make one revolution. Have you ever wondered why we have leap years? We have to add a day every 4 years to cover that 1/4 day. The Earth is also spinning like a top every 24 hours, giving us day and night. This motion in particular is what led the ancients, including the Babylonians, to believe the Earth was the center of the universe. Because we do not feel the Earth's rotation, the only evidence of movement is watching the motion of the Sun, Moon, planets, and stars. At first glance, it looks like everything is moving around us. Over the years, it was the careful study of the planet's motions that shifted our view from the geocentric, or Earth-centered view, to the correct heliocentric, or sun-centered view. But there was one more motion that the Babylonians did not know about, and modern astrologers have ignored: precession. The Earth spins like a top, but it also wobbles like a top. This wobble causes the poles of the Earth to point in a different direction over a cycle of 26,000 years. Remember how our Babylonian skywatcher oriented himself by looking to a star in the Sea Dragon? Today we call that star Thuban, and it is the brightest star in Draco the Dragon. Never heard of it? That's not surprising. It is a rather nondescript star that is not too terribly bright, but 4,000 years ago, it was the North Star. Now, you may be wondering, what is the big deal about the North Star? Well, having a star that does not seem to move is very convenient for finding one's directions. If you face north, then south is behind you, east is to your right, and west is to your left. Watch Thuban as the Earth turns. It does not seem to move. It is much like the situation if you were sitting in an office chair and paper stars were placed on the ceiling. If you spin the chair and look directly up at the star above your head, it does not seem to move. All the other stars move around the one over your head. So, it is September 1, 2000 BCE. Our Babylonian skywatcher begins his night of observations by locating the North Star, Thuban. He is spending the night noting the positions of the gods. The sun is about to rise, and he will confirm its location, because the position of the sun will have a lasting effect on all born this day. He sees the constellation that we will someday know as Leo rise in the east. The skywatcher has spent his life watching the sky, and he knows that the next star group to rise will be Virgo, and the sun will be located in that constellation. And lo and behold, he is correct. Now, let us move ahead in time. The next 4,000 years pass by in only a few seconds. As the centuries pass, watch the position of Thuban. It may appear the same, but look a little closer. As the Earth spins, the North Pole is no longer pointing at Thuban. It is now pointing towards Polaris in the end of the handle of the Little Dipper. The wobbling action of precession has shifted the Earth's North Star several degrees to the west. The pole star is not the only thing that has shifted. The sun is about to rise, and we can see that the constellation Cancer the Crab has just risen in the east. And as the sun rises, look where the sun is located, in Leo the Lion. According to astrology, people born between August 23rd and September 22nd are supposed to be under the sign Virgo. 4,000 years ago, that was correct, but modern astrologers have not taken precession into account, and the sun has shifted an entire constellation to the west. So, if you want to go by what is really going on in the sky, people born between those dates are actually Leos, not Virgos.